It's not a question of if you're going to get hurt, but when. So pay attention. Hello and welcome back. All right, today I'm going to be going over some exercises that you can do for mobility. There's a particular reason why I'm going over mobility exercises, because I haven't been doing them enough, not nearly enough as in at all. And at jiu-jitsu the other day, last week, I injured myself. Pulled a muscle, you'll love this, pulled a muscle right here. And so I was off for a couple of days. Now it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been, because I could have torn a muscle and been injured for a very long time. Luckily, I just pulled it a little. Within 48 hours, I was fine and lifting again and ready to go back to jiu-jitsu as well. However, what it did make painfully evident is that I need to do mobility work. So I went up and looked up some additional, re-looked at some mobility exercises, and I'm going to go over those today. Here we go. All right, so the exercises are actually pretty simple. You're going to need a foam roller, and you are going to need, get a little closer for this. You're going to need, I don't want to be that close. You need a foam roller and a lacrosse ball. Yeah, a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. Tennis ball isn't as effective because it has a lot more give than the lacrosse ball. But if you're really new to this and the lacrosse ball hurts too much, you can use a tennis ball. Get those pretty much anywhere. I'll put a link down in the description for the foam roller and for the lacrosse ball, but you can get those Walmart, other places, really doesn't matter. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna work your IT band. Then you're gonna work your adductors with foam rolling. Then you're gonna work your piriformis and your glutes with the ball. And then I'll get into the other exercises after that. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna come down here, and you're gonna set on your hip, and you're gonna roll. Put this foot over here to help stabilize it and keep some of the weight off. And you're just gonna roll back and forth. Now you're going to do this 10 to 15 times and switch sides. Now when you do the adductors, that's going to be, you're going to be more forward. Set it, well, let's see if I can do it. Set it so it's close to your groin here, and then you're going to roll out to here, just about to your knee. Back and forth, back. Forth. All right, pretty simple. That's better. Didn't have enough light. Now for the next one, you're going to grab your tennis ball or your lacrosse ball, and set that down on the ground, and then you're going to just set on it. And then the glute that you're working, you're going to lift that leg up and put your foot on your knee and just roll around. Do this for 20, 30 seconds. You can find some spots that are really tight. Make sure you put a little bit of pressure on those. Let those loosen up some. Now with the foam roller, I have heard of it being too intense for people. So I'll put a link to another guy's video where he talks about that and the suggestion that he makes for another product. Anyways, do that. And then you switch over to the other side. Same thing. Lift that up. And roll that around. 20, 30 seconds on that one. Now, when you're all set with that, then what you're going to do is you're going to do some rollbacks to V-sits. So you're going to roll back with your legs together go back over your head. Don't do this too explosively. You're not trying to hurt yourself. You're just trying to stretch. And when you come out, I'm gonna do it this way because so I won't hit the wall. When you come out, you wanna stick your legs out and reach out and touch your toes. So you're gonna come back, feet out, touch your toes. And the way this goes is like this. And you're gonna do 10 to 15 of those. One thing about a garage gym is they're very dusty. Once you've got those done, then you're gonna do what are called mountain climbers. You keep your hands together like this, feet all the way back. 1 foot at a time, you're gonna bring them up till your knee is past your elbow. And switch sides. You're gonna do a set of 20 of those, so you get 10 per side. And when you're done with those ones, you're gonna do what's called Groiners. Just going from this position straight up to this position. Now, what I've found to be most effective for me personally is when you get to this position, I kind of squat down a little bit before I go back out. So I come in and then down a little bit and then go back out. Now the next ones are called fire hydrants. And fire hydrants, I'll do both front and side angle. Fire hydrants, you're gonna lift your leg up and bring it around until you touch your elbow. You go in a circle. So it'll look something like this from the side. You're trying to get your hip up as wide as you can to open that hip up. Then you're gonna go back the other way. And you're gonna do this on both sides. And last exercise for lower body, put your foot up, keep one knee on the ground. And this is to flex your hips, hamstrings, and quads. And you're gonna stretch forward, kind of pushing your hips forward and down, so the downward angle towards the ground. And then you do 10 to 15 on that side, switch sides, same thing. Actually more effective to have your hands up in the air. Do 10 to 15 on that side. What are some mobility exercises that you guys like? We all have our favorites, and I always like finding more. What are some that you really like doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Now this next one, you're gonna use a foam roller again. You're gonna place it up against the wall. Put your forearms just above the elbows on it. And you're gonna stretch up and out. Up. And kind of press those elbows into the foam roller while you're doing them. You're gonna do 10 to 15, not 5, 10 to 15 of those. When you're done with those ones, you're gonna move over back to the floor again. You take your foam roller, and you wanna start with the foam roller, with your head on it, the foam roller down about there. And you're gonna lace your fingers behind your back. So you're gonna lay down, foam roller in the middle of your back, head touching the foam roller, lace your fingers behind your back, and then stretch around the foam roller, and then bring your elbows together. So that'll look something like this. And you're gonna do 10 to 15 of those, or you can just stretch and hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Then you come down to where it's right about the middle of your back, do the same thing again. Pull those elbows tight and then stretch across. Pull those elbows tight and stretch across. All right, so that done. Now you're done with the foam roller. Last one looks kind of funky, but it feels really good. You take a towel, t-shirt, something like that, put it around your neck, and you're just gonna tug on it just a little to give it a little bit of tension. And you're gonna tuck your chin. When you get your chin tucked as far as you can, you put your thumb on your bottom of your chin and push a little bit further. So just to get a nice stretch. Do that to get 10 or 15 of those. Or you can go 15 or 20, depending on how tight you are and how much you want to loosen up. I always follow that up with the shoulder exercises, but I did that in another video. I'll link it here in the information bar. You guys can go check that video out for what I do for shoulder mobility. But that's it. Go ahead and give this video a like. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe for more content, and make sure you click that notifications bell and select all notifications so you can get all the videos that I put out. I put out videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you later.